right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are competing here at the Southern Oregon Speedway for the Friday portion of their Western Sprint Tour 360 Sprint Car Weekend here at this racetrack. Welcome back to today's video. Excited that you guys get the opportunity to hang out with our team for the afternoon. The Southern Oregon Speedway is my home track. This is the place that I fell in love with dirt racing and wing sprint cars in general. I won my first outlaw kart race just over that direction at the little track. I won my first sprint car race here. I always talk about how attached I am to this speedway, and I just love getting any chance I do to run here in front of my friends, family, and all my local fans. So there would be nothing more perfect than being parked in victory lane at the end of tonight and the end of tomorrow, so that is what we are shooting for. Two factors to talk about and what's going to play into what surface we are going to see during today's program. The first being it's extremely hot. It's in the 90s, which is warm for the valley, and then it's also very windy. You can probably tell from the audio they predicted like 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, which is just going to take any moisture that's in this surface out of it and slicking it off in a hurry. So we're going to keep an eye on that throughout today's video. But anyway, they just called pit meeting. We're going to jump straight into the night, and I'm going to talk to you guys after qualifying. Just finished up qualifying here at Southern Oregon Speedway. 11 360s on tap tonight, so a little bit of a light car count, but some solid cars from the Northwest here in the pits. Went out 9th, and it's funny how like before you go out, you have a game plan, and you're like, all right, work on being smooth, lock in your elbows a little bit, like just trying to be as straight as you can. And once you go out there, that all goes kind of out the window. So felt like my 2 laps were a little bit sloppy. We still ended up second quick, but we were about 2/10 off quick time, and I felt like I kind of left some of that on the table. It wasn't like I nailed perfect laps and we were down. It was like we're 2/10 off, and I felt like there's better I could have done behind the wheel. Like I said, just got a little sloppy and ultimately tried to get a little too high buried in it. And actually there's a weird moisture patch like on the top that if you can get your right rear in, you actually don't have to run as high. So just found myself a little bit above that and ultimately made it farther around. So with the Western Sprint Tour format, second quick is gonna line us up to start in the 3rd row of our heat race. And now's our chance to go forward, pass some cars, and then try to make it into that redraw after the heat to set us up for the A. Just wrapped up the heat race here in the 18T, rolled off from 5th, was able to get to 2nd. So did exactly what we needed to do, and now we're kind of focusing on the redraw and seeing where we're gonna start in the top 6. I feel like our car's about, you know, an 8 or 9 out of 10. Like, we are so close to where we need to be, but we just need to find just a little bit more. I was able to maneuver, even though, you know, the racetrack is so good around the high side, you got to be careful to pull off of that because you get really vulnerable going through the slick and you lose a lot of time. So we're gonna have to, you know, time our sliders right, time our moves right, and be very, very careful about when we go about passing cars and trying to take that opportunity. So I think if we could get better at anything, it's just getting off the corner, just from center off, picking up drive at the right time and driving straight, not rolling over on the right rear and then getting stuck tight, if that makes sense. Like rolling through the center and then pick up drive and go straight instead of trying to fight it and losing time. I feel like if we can get a little bit better at that, we will be exactly where we need to be. Redraw is gonna be up next.
All right, make the middle notes here. Darren Linder's okay with his. Tanner Holmes is going to switch with Steven Stoddard. Hey, Tanner Holmes' original vehicle. Steven Stoddard in the 12 out of Roseburg. We'll start in position number 6. Tanner Holmes had the 6. The worst one you can get. We'll see what Steven Stoddard originally had. For the ATT out of Jacksonville, Tanner Holmes will start in his position number 4. Okay, so
you got the whole
second row outside.
Oregon and Idaho on the front row. Darren Linder and
everybody's just the same speed.
I know.
I mean, you want to try a different gear? Throw something at it?
I just don't feel faster for those guys. All right, just climbing in for our 30-lap feature ahead here at Southern Oregon Speedway. Did the redraw, pulled a 4, had the 6, traded with the 12 car next door, and got the 4. Went forward 1 spot, was trying to get to second if I could because I feel like that's kind of the golden ticket here on this initial start. The outside's been fast all night long, and I think if you can start up there, you have so much traction. Being on the inside, it's gonna be interesting to see how we fire off. We're gonna have to really do our job to maintain or put ourselves in a position to be battling for the lead early on in the race. All we can do though is what we can do. Just trying to make a lot of minor changes with this track state. Everyone is so close. It literally feels like everyone is within a 10th or 2 as far as the fast guys go. And with not a huge field, we're not gonna have as much lap traffic. So it's very important to try to get out front at all costs and make it happen. Like I said though, all we can do is what we can do. And we're gonna strap in here for this feature and try to go forward from the second row. If we can get out front, I'm confident that we can finish the job.
Check the bottom, they didn't water it, so just chill. So it'll probably go away pretty quickly, but it should be good. Should be good. They didn't water the bottom. So it might go away, it might not. I don't know. Good luck, bud. Love
race trailer's loaded, and that's going to conclude the first of 2 nights of racing with Western Sprint Tour. Dang it, I don't know. I just feel, to jump into it, I feel really frustrated after the feature. I was pretty down just about how everything went. I really wanted to, I wanted to have an opportunity to battle for the win there, and right off the bat, our game plan worked. I started third. I wasn't sure if they were going to, but they reworked the bottom last minute. So they went down there, they tilled it, didn't water it, but it brought some grip back. And on the first start, I rolled the bottom and no one else did. I think they were really hesitant because they thought it wasn't going to be good. And I rolled right to the lead and I was ripping. And then, of course, the red came out. And I was so mad because I knew that I showed my nose. And now, of course, more guys would go down there. And sure enough, they did. Logan Foiler jumped out to the lead. He rolled the bottom. I got into second, put together some good laps, kind of was pacing with him, trying, you know, the top on one end, bottom on the other, bottom all the way around. He was kind of just ripping around the high side. And I knew that if I was going to be good down there, I needed to show my nose at the right time, but unfortunately a yellow came out, and once that yellow came out, my whole race kind of just fell apart. He blocked the bottom on the restart. I was rolling down there all right, made a mistake. Once I got slid by Tyler Thompson for second, we started battling. He checked out, I got rattled, I was out of sorts, and when you have such a small field, once guys, you know, spread out, there's just no opportunity to catch them. I feel like if we get out front, it's a completely different race, but just, it's so hard to judge with all the circumstances. You know, I feel like we still can tweak our race car a little bit. I feel disappointed in myself because I felt like I didn't put together great laps because once I was in a good spot, I just didn't keep as much composure, and then I started trying to make up for lost time, and therefore I just wasn't putting together what I just wasn't doing what I needed to do. But third, you know, it's solid, but we want to win. You guys know how bad I want to win. But in a positive way to end the video, like my crew chief Brian said, you know, just with the circumstances and how everything was, that's just how it goes. Essentially, a race is won in that circumstance once one guy gets out front and just starts to pull away. So just like you would pull a tear off, you do. One night down, put it behind us, and on to the next. One other good thing, the car is in one piece. Just want to give a quick shout out to everyone that helps me. On-Site Screeners, ABC Powder Coating, Next Gen Def, Carson Oil, Earth Environmental, QRC, Pit Stop USA. We also have Lafarge, Bullseye Design and Print, as well as my crew. Like I said, one night down, all we can do is take everything we learned from today, apply it to tomorrow, and try to climb up the podium and get that victory. I just want to win, guys. I have to say, I'm sorry if I sometimes sound down and out or disappointed. Like, I get it, third's all right, but I want to win. Like, you guys have to get it. I just want it that bad, and I want to win every single time we're on track, just to continue to further our program and show that we belong racing with guys. So anyway, that's all I got to say. On to tomorrow. Peace.